Hey guys, this is Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Supergirl Season 5 review for you guys. Well, for one, hopefully you guys are safe and you're staying at home. And you guys are okay because this outbreak is, insane and it's getting crazy and stuff like that. But I do believe the days will get better. It may get worse, but each day I believe will get, each day I believe there will be, better to come out of this. So, anyways, this episode was, I thought, a pretty good episode actually because it brings awareness, to, to a community that there is a lot of people give a lot of hate. I'm not gonna really talk much about that because that is a type of touchy subject. But as I go through my notes and give my things, I'll just give my thoughts on discrimination amongst other groups, whether stuff like that. So, anyways, the episode starts off in in this really like snow-capped area, and it's 2 months ago. Apparently, this guy did a simulation. Or this guy was in the Obsidian Platinum tech thing, the virtual reality world, and he tries to get out of it. He can't. It's not working, and even the failsafe doesn't work. Kelly eventually brings him out, and eventually, they realize, what the heck's going on? I couldn't get out of there. So yeah. Then all of a sudden it cuts to present time, and Supergirl and Dreamer beat a Dominator, which I believe was from a crossover. So I guess more tie-ins to that, to the whole universe being brought together. So after so Nia eventually tells Kara to be like, go off, go get ready for your date. And essentially, Brainy shows up with his Dio, and her and Brainy have an awkward talk because, we all know they broke up essentially because Brainy had to, I guess, work with Lex. So it cuts back to Kara, and she's getting ready for a date. She's like, should I wear pink? Should I wear blue? Blah, 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 blah. It was something. So in that same room they were talking, Alex actually reveals that she has a device that can give her, an item of what she's thinking of. First, she has like this little handgun, but it doesn't work when she tries to, bring it back again and stuff like that. And then it cuts back to Nia and, Nia's friend, because Nia obviously still a little depressed over the Brainy thing. Her friend obviously tells her, like, look, you can't be depressed about, well, I think they call Brainy in this, I think I forgot, I forgot what name they gave Brainy, but her friend tells her, like, look, you can't be, like, so, upset over it. You need to, go out and be lively. And Nia's friend, reveals that, she has a boyfriend that she's been, talking online. And essentially, she invites Nia to go out with him. So they go to this club, and essentially, Nia goes to use the restroom, and her friend's like, okay, I'll wait for Angus. So then this one dude pops up on her, and essentially is like, oh, you're waiting for Angus. And essentially, Nia's friend gets a text to tell, to wait outside. And essentially that same guy, is outside and kind of plays her. And essentially, you was a way to use her because her friend is a transgendered, uses her to get to Dreamer, and it really upset her friend, like really upset her because that guy like used her and played her. I guess. Well, let me put out this quick thing before I get onto the main subject of this. Um, Kara, they do cut to Kara's date with William, and they end up playing pool. Um, I guess for one, it's not the most ideal first date you could have. I would not see myself having a first date with a girl playing pool table, but hey, maybe he was cool with it. Um, it seems like they kind of just went out as friends more than he likes her. At first, I thought like she was. First, I thought like they were gonna go out as like to a dinner date or something, but I they were at some bar just playing pool. Um, looking at it now, I was okay on the William, Kara relationship. It is shaky, and I know there's not a lot of people that like the Kara William, little relationship thing. Um, I guess my thing is, um, I don't know. After seeing just a snippet of their date, it's like, it doesn't look too promising. I don't know, maybe because they focus more on Nia this episode than Kara. I think maybe I could get on board a little bit. Maybe if they devoted like I guess half an episode to this, date between Kara and William, but they kind of just show like a little snippet of them playing pool, and it's like, oh, that's their date. Well, what type of guy? And I'm just being honest. Even as me, what type of guy would take a girl out on their first date to a bar and play pool? Um, I guess for any girls watching this video, I guess comment that. What's your thoughts on that? And how would I guess your ideal first date would be? Personally, I think my first ideal date would be for me would I take the girl out to, a restaurant and eat and just talk. Maybe like a second or third date you can do that or something like that. But okay. Now, getting back to the main topic, which the whole thing is obviously, this dude used Nia's friend, and there are stupid guys that, play pranks on girls, and even, sometimes they do it to guys on these dating websites where they pretend to be someone that they're not, and they just do it just to mess with the person, or essentially, I guess, abuse the person when they finally come in contact with them. It was pretty messed up, to be honest. And the fact that this guy was just a person who did not like transgendered people, it goes out to those, I guess, specific hate groups that, just, I guess, they have some idealistic thinking of how the world should be instead of, accepting someone who is this. I'm not going to get into like topics and like even bring religion to this because, I'm a person of religion, but, my personal beliefs is you should respect and like everyone the way you would be liked. People in respective communities, whether it's the transgendered community or the gay community, and all the other communities out there that some people have issues with. I feel like people should start to have a respect for somebody, because it does take a lot of courage for someone to come out and say stuff like that. It was kind of a touchy episode when it came to that, but I thought Supergirl handled it pretty well. It made you feel for Nia, because when in the aftermath, Nia really wanted to kill this person because this person was hating on their group, their community, and these people that are out there, doing that, they have, like I said, they have some idealistic way of how the world should be. They don't really think about the person and what they're going through. That's why you see a lot of bullying out there in the world today and stuff like that, because these people have some idealistic thing, because they're absolute a-holes and they're not considerate of other people. And I think if people just take the time and think about, how they feel, I think it would lead to a better world. But obviously there are people out there that are just, like I said, a-holes, and they don't want to change. They have some idealistic belief, whether it's from their parents or from peers or something like that, that's just installed into them, and they won't get it out. Because even at the end of the episode, the guy was essentially, even after Nia caught him, the guy essentially was like, I'm never gonna change because of stuff like that. And it was a pretty crazy episode. or from that standpoint. Now, the other plot, well, even after they stop the guy, Nia basically tells Kara, like, look, I want to kill this guy. This dude's affecting me. And Kara kind of tells her, like, no, you can't do that. You can't. But essentially, Nia's like, okay, well, I'll do it your way. But if it doesn't work, then I'm doing it my way. So the other side plot amongst the this plot was essentially Alex between Alex and John, and essentially, you know, this one dude comes in to their agency and or well, John's agency, and essentially is like, yeah, I can't find my friend Trevor. He like did, Obsidian, stuff and went virtual, and he's been gone for a while. So essentially, Alex meets up with Kelly, and they she traverses into virtual Las Vegas looking for the escape palace. Um, she runs into. I will say the one funny thing is, Alex isn't a tech person, so she didn't even know like what an NPC was, which is one of the most easiest things. Even I think a regular everyday person should know. But obviously, you can see that she was not a tech genius. You had Kelly talking to like an NPC. That's a non-user, a non-person. It's essentially that. It's just a regular. It's just essentially a bot, essentially, and it was just funny to see that. Now, you know, they're looking for Trevor, and obviously, John in the real world, he finds um this guy named Richard. He find this wife to a guy named Richard because the friend of Trevor tells him like, yeah, there's this guy named Richard or something that Trevor associated with, and John talks to the woman who is Richard's wife, and essentially the woman says like, yeah, she kind of had some kind of affair with Trevor. So obviously that ticked Richard off, and Richard went after Trevor in the virtual world. So Alex Alex goes into this one area where she's cut off from she's cut off. Well, before I talk about that, actually Nia calls a detective who's trying to help them with this one thing, and Nia essentially, or the detective essentially says like, yeah, we haven't made any progress because we can't find the guy essentially. So Nia gets upset and she takes it into her own hands and she makes a fake dating profile to essentially lure the guy out. Now, cutting back to the Alex storyline, Alex is cut off from Kelly when she goes into this one long hole. She eventually finds Trevor, and Trevor is like, I guess he's from what he says, he was like, it's like he steps on this mine and he just keeps blowing up repeatedly. So then all of a sudden Richard comes in. Alex stops Richard and forces him out of the virtual reality world. Before he's about to go back in to stop Alex again, John shows up, stops him, and then all of a sudden he starts like Richard starts acting weird. Like his eyes get a little red around his, cornea of his eyes, and essentially he's like all faded and stuff like that, and he's just not responding. And it's yeah, it's weird. So yeah, um, it kind of clears up that storyline too. And um, at the end of the episode, Trevor in real life meets up with Alex and Kelly, and Kelly's kind of distraught, and she feels guilty of the fact that this is an issue she fixed that she thought she fixed, but it didn't turn out to work. So obviously, Obsidian needs to have some ethics put in place with how users use the Obsidian Platinum tech, and how they do that. It cuts back to so I'm gonna go back to the Nia storyline because it was a Nia focused episode. Brainy does tell Kara that yeah, Nia she made a fake dating account to lure the guy out, and essentially Nia gets a message on the dating website about that, and stuff like that. Essentially, instead of Nia showing up, Dreamer shows up, runs into the guy, and they have a short little scuffle. Dreamer essentially has this little rope thing where she's starting to choke out the dude, and Supergirl comes in and tells her like, you can't do this. You're essentially, if you kill him now, you'd be no better than him and stuff like that. She eventually lets him go, and Nia walks away like really frustrated. Obviously, I guess Kara just waits there till the cops come and they pick him up, and Kara and Nia have a very emotional. Well, they have a very emotional talk, and stuff like that. I guess Kara can relate to what Nia's saying because last season, when they had the whole main plot of the Children of Liberty hitting against aliens, I guess that's something she can relate to. But again, it's like the whole thing of hate groups out there, whether it's against certain races or the gay community or the transgendered community, where there's bullies that just people do that to people. I'm no expert, but you know, essentially, it's just unnecessary hate spread to people. And it's like I said, these people do that don't understand how these people are feeling. They're like you, they just have a different belief. And, they're willing to express themselves a different way. My eyes is, I see everyone as an equal. I don't discriminate against other people. I've always been taught just treat others the way you would like to be treated. It's just formal respect. So I don't care really. I have people in my circle who I know of that are gay. You know, I have people that, have expressed to me that, they're openly like that. Is it, am I cool with them? Yes, I'm cool with them. I don't discriminate them. I don't discriminate and be like, I'm not going to be your friend because you're yada, yada, yada. That's just, you shouldn't do that. And yeah, there are heartless people out there. And, not everybody's like that, but there are heartless people out there. And, that's the one thing that this world needs to change about discrimination, whether it's against race or, certain groups and, certain stances you take on. It's just something. Like I said, I'm no expert on talking about this stuff, and it is a touchy subject. I guess I would say, give your thoughts on, what this episode was saying, because I thought this was a good episode, saying about essentially, that there are people out there that, like in Nia's community in the episode tonight, it shows that there are heartless individuals out there that, will do things like that. So, give your thoughts and please don't fight in the comment section about that because, like I said, it's a touchy subject. But other than that, yeah. So it cuts after the talk. Nia goes back to her apartment with her friend, and her friend essentially, is trying to shut down all and delete all her forms of social media. And Nia kind of convinces her, don't do that. Us being outgoing is what makes us special, and stuff like kind of alliterate what I just said. Stuff like that. Now, the last few things is John and Alex try training. The thing doesn't work again. The wristwatch doesn't work on Alex again. And essentially, Alex gets a call. We later find out, reveal because she goes into Kara's apartment and she finds out, and they both, and well, Alex tells Kara that Jeremiah has died. So that is really insane. Now from the next episode previews, it looks like they don't focus on it at all. Now I feel like they will, and I think it's from the aspect of it's looking like Alex is going to use the Obsidian tech to, I guess, do the getaway thing and stuff like that. And then at the end of the episode, because we saw we saw that same old lady we've been seeing like at the end of last season with Eve, and then a few times this season, we see the old lady, I guess, do work on Richard, and essentially it cuts to this room where there's these bodies just stranded up into the building. It's just like wrapped in some kind of like tape or something, and they're just hanging. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And then that's when the episode cuts off. So things are heating up. We did not see no Lex or no Lena's because one, this was totally a dreamer focused episode. I guess for one, it's good that we got a Nia dreamer focused episode because for the longest time, she has been irrelevant this entire season because we haven't flat out seen her. The last time I remember seeing Dreamer was probably episode 1 of Supergirl, if not one episode in the Crisis series. And that was like Supergirl's episode of Crisis. After that, we see literally next to no Nia, and it was like they hyped Nia up to be one of the main characters, and they hardly even used her this season. I guess it's good that they gave her a full-fledged episode. Hopefully we see more Nia in the future. Because for some reason the Supergirl writers or the Supergirl team of writers have not been using her. Because they made her like some sort of sidekick to Supergirl. Um, they haven't been using her as much, but okay. Hopefully we see more Nia. And I guess as the William Carr Supergirl or Carr relationship develops, I just feel like we're going to get an episode that is revolved around Carr possibly telling William about the truth. Or William's going to be put in some danger against Leviathan or something like that. And Carr might have to reveal her identity to him and stuff like that. All I can say is that relationship doesn't look too bright. A few weeks ago I was like, okay, this could be interesting with where they're going. Now it's like, okay, you show no progress. In the little scene, you're kind of just like, well, if they're gonna have some mini little date, why they hype it up like they're gonna, he's gonna take her out to some fancy restaurant or something like that. Like I said, we'll see how that relationship progresses. It's not a fan favorite from what a lot of people say, but it is what it is. So next week it's looking like I said, Alex, in order to, I guess, get over the Jeremiah death. Now they don't specify how he died. Um, Only thing I could say is he more than likely probably died of natural causes. Maybe he died due to an illness or something. But yeah. I will just say the real was kind of it was kind of heartfelt and was like, oh wow, that just happened. Oh, he Jeremiah died. Oh, it kind of was like I'm not trying to downplay the reveal, but it was like well, it was kind of just a quick of the moment thing. It was like, whoa, okay, that really sucks. I thought the way when it was first talked, I was like, oh, something bad must be happening, huh? It must be something dealing with Lex, huh? Nope. But yeah. Other than that, that's really all I got to say. But like I said, next week it looked like Alex is gonna use the virtual world and I guess do the panel where she thinks that she's Supergirl. And because we saw earlier in this episode that there was different, panels of, Alex, the things Alex could like to be, and one of them was Supergirl. So obviously she thinks she's Supergirl, and I guess Kelly and the others have to help her, I guess convince her to get this, thinking out of her head. But yeah, other than that, that's really all I got to say for this episode. I thought the Supergirl episode brought a lot of awareness to certain communities, and you know, um, it's something like I'll tell you a quick little story. Like, I didn't associate with this person at all, but I heard, in my high school, when I was in high school, there was a girl that was a transgender, and she ended up killing, or well, I won't say killing, but taking her life because there was a bully that on our campus that irked her on, and it caused a huge, and I mean it was huge. My school for the last couple of days paid respect to the girl. Like, the day after they found out, there was this tree in the middle of our campus, and everybody, put flowers down of respect. I put flowers down out of respect, and but the crazy thing about that day was at our lunch. It was dead silent, and my school was pretty lively where it had a lot of talkative people, but it was really silent. Like there were people that were crying that didn't even know her, and it goes to show that there are people out there that have feelings too. So when you hurt someone's feelings, you got to think about what they might be going through. You don't understand. People go through bullying and hate and discrimination a lot, and you don't know what they're internally feeling. And some of those people can end up taking their lives because some person will be like, oh, you are just pathetic, you're just terrible, why do you think like that, you people are stupid, you never understand how they feel. And that's like I said, you can't hate on people. You got to think about what they're thinking, because you wouldn't like being told you're a disgrace to, humanity. You wouldn't like being told that. It's the same thing, you know, like it's the same thing, like I said, you would like to be treated with respect like others get treated with respect. You know, just because, somebody may be a little awkward or a little socially awkward, that means you don't have to talk bad about them up in their face. You know, I think everyone should be treated equally, and you know, it's something that the just humanity needs to work a lot more on. And like I said, just some people are just raised that way, where they're told that, look, you don't like these certain type of people, and we're cool. Some parents who they don't support their kids when they tell them, oh, I'm this certain type of person. And the parents just be like, okay, you're dead to me now. It's just something. It's just trickles. It just trickles. If I ever have kids, I would be 100% supportive on where they take stances on. And that's the one thing I think this generation needs to start growing and learning, of the fact that you have to be more supportive of others and understand where they're coming. Like, obviously, you saw in the last scene with Nia and Kara, that was very emotional. Stuff like that. So, like I said, it's a touchy subject, but it brings a lot of awareness. Supergirl is one of the CW shows that brings a lot of awareness to a lot of social issues that go on in this world constantly. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. If you like this video, leave a like. There's a comment you want to put regarding this episode, and I guess your stances. Like I said, don't fight in the comment section. Just give your stance, and move on. I don't want to see any fighting in the comment section, because, like I said, this is a touchy subject. And also, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Supergirl and even Flash, content reviews. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. I gotta wake up early freaking tomorrow, because one, I have online classes for school because of the coronavirus. So yeah, other than that, you guys, all I can say is you guys have a great night, great day whenever you're checking out this video. Stay safe. If you don't feel alright, stay indoors. Stuff like that. And stay calm. I know right now in the current world, it's literally looks like the world's going to absolute crap, but just keep staying positive, stay calm, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. It's just one disease that we've had terrible diseases in the past. We'll get past this one. I know we can. You just got to stay calm, don't panic. If you're panicking, look, just take a deep breath. It's okay. Things will be fine. Like I said, if you just stay safe, just make sure you're being very, very, you keep your health up, make sure you're washing your hands, stuff like that. Just, and if you're a little panicky, just stay inside and, have social distancing. There are going to be some people that don't do that. There's going to be some people that do. Obviously, things are going to be hard for the next couple of weeks, months, maybe. But like I said, this will all blow over eventually. So, like I said, don't panic, and I'm telling that to the panic buyers too, because they're going insane. But, don't panic. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. Things happen for a reason. This virus is happening, and like any other virus we've had, we'll get past this, and we'll move on from this, and we'll be like, oh, remember that outbreak? We really got recovered from that really nicely. But other than that, stay indoors. Like I said, if you guys don't feel healthy enough to walk, make sure you guys, whenever you sneeze or cough, make sure you cover your mouths, and make sure you wash your hands. Almost everything you do, like literally in almost everything you do. So if you get out of your car and you're about to eat, make sure you wash your hands before anything. If you touch your dog, make sure you wash your hands. Take out the trash, wash your hands, stuff like that. That's one of the things to be safe. Other than that, that's all I gotta say. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.